I'm back clearing around these gorgeous black cohoshes, which have really bushed out now and are starting to get quite tall. I just the same spot where I did a video on the black cohosh, and I'm just clearing again just underneath them and around them, and I've just come across a lovely stash of couch grass. And so this is Agropyron repens, is what herbalists would know it as, but it's also Elemus repens, and it's one of the many grasses that grow all over the place here, and it's kind of the enemy of the gardener, but it's also an amazing medicine. So I really do value couch grass, and anytime I'm clearing around plants, I would be harvesting couch grass as well. So when I was clearing around these black cohoshes, I did notice there was a lot of couch grass growing around it, and I actually left it, and it's nice and shady under the black cohosh. So I've come back to actually dig up some of this couch grass. Ordinarily, I would dig it up in springtime, but you can actually dig it up anytime. And certainly if I was in need of couch grass myself, I would dig it up anytime because I'm able to identify it properly. But yeah, in clinical practice, what I would use it for is lots of different types of urinary issues. So it's really demulcent, it's softening. This is the root, so it's the rhizome of this plant that we use. And it's a really nice diuretic as well, but it's very soothing. And it's also mildly antimicrobial or antibiotic. So what we use it for are things like recurring cystitis, urethritis, prostatitis as well, and also BPH, which is benign prostatic hypertrophy as well. But you could actually use it anywhere where you might like to employ a diuretic to help move urination, and it's anti-inflammatory as well. So anywhere where there's a lot of inflammation going on, especially in the urinary tract. So if there's a UTI, if there's some cystitis, you would think of this not just in terms of it being anti-inflammatory to bring down that inflammation, but also because it brings this really nice soothing aspect. And actually I would think of using it as well in some cases where you may be trying to help with urinary calculi, so that's urinary stones, and some herbalists would use it alongside lots of other herbs for kidney stones as well. But yeah, so it's loads of amazing uses. I'm not prone to cystitis, but certainly when I was pregnant in our second and our third pregnancy, I definitely did get UTIs, and I would have gone out and dug up things like couch grass from the garden. So I wouldn't recommend every pregnant woman do that, but if you know your herbs and you know your plants, then absolutely work with these plants, employ them, and if not, obviously go to your local herbalist, and they should have a stash of couch grass, which you could take as a tea, which is a really nice way to take it, as either like a cold tea overnight, so you'd soak it overnight in water and take it the next day as a cold tea, or make a hot tea out of it, and we also tincture it as well, so we like to tincture it. But yeah, it's actually such a useful herb for urinary tract infections, and so safe in pregnancy, and also safe to use for kids as well. So some little girls can be prone to getting cystitis kind of issues as well. So again, it's really safe to use for kids. So a really nice wild plant and wild medicine that anyone can use. And then, as I mentioned, we would also think about using it for BPH, so that's benign prostatic hypertrophy, alongside other herbs like hydrangea, serenoa. It can just really help with the inflammation as well, and then bring that soothing action. And also another wild plant would be really nice to combine it with for BPH would be horsetail. So again, depends on the symptoms and what's happening for that person. But yeah, horsetail is another really nice urinary herb as well. But yeah, that's just a little tiny bit on the gorgeous couch grass, and I just really love that, one person's weed that is the scourge of their garden is another person's medicine. And I really enjoy knowing about the wild plants and knowing how to use them medicinally. For that reason, you just look at your garden and in a completely different way when you understand the amazing ways in which we can work with these plants. So a little bit of couch grass. Thanks.